I'm ballin', ballin', closing $1 million deals. Catch me swerving, burning $100 bills. Half.
Davidisgaminghd HD. He's just your average dude trying to pay his way to his sister's wedding in Cyprus because he's a little bit out of money. He's not got too many funds, he's broke by his own admission. But instead of spending that money to go see his family, he spends on trying to pursue an illegitimate court case against a US-Iraq veteran on YouTube.com, whose only crime was that of criticising David with fair use clips and using harsh but fair criticism. And that's the story I'm going to tell today, so everyone sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself, please.
What's up, fuckers?
So I got asked by an illiterate on Twitter why I hate Davidisgaminghd HD. Well, I think it's obvious why I and the majority of people hate David. He is cancer in human form. He's a cockroach that no matter how hard you try, he doesn't go away. He keeps on having to crawl back under the rock. He always ends up having to crawl back under any time he needs to play the victim. My reasons for disliking him are pretty obvious. He fucking flagged a veteran's video defending himself for privacy infringement against David, even though none of the information given out in the video breaches any privacy at all. Oh, and he also sent 2 fake copyright notices, DMCAs, to this veteran, effectively destroying his one source of income to provide for his family. And also, these claims are false.
Also trying to say that these are copyright strikes. I should just copyright claim his video. He's also trying to say that these are copyright strikes. Copyright claim his video. Copyright claim his video. Copyright claim his video.
And he admits that. This is a man with 33,000 subscribers attacking a man with 2,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Because you're pathetic, lube it up real nice, and skull fuck yourself.
Speaking of copyright infringement, would you like to know why the start of this video sounded unprofessional and like it was written by a chimpanzee? Because it was ripped straight from Davidisgaminghd HD's roast of Killer Keemstar, original topic by the way, except to replace every use of the word Keemstar with Davidisgaminghd, and that's the sort of person we're dealing with here. Nice one, James. You're really smart and intelligent. You're a really clever little bunny when it comes to writing. Jeez. If you want an idea of David's character, then you've already got one. Trust me. He's just every single commentary channel on the fucking planet. He got his namesake by talking about girl gamers a couple times when that was the big topic, doing drama when that was the big topic, then bashing on Keemstar when that was the big topic. Basically, this guy is just a boring clone of every fucking commentary channel ever, and matching appropriately to that, his voice is about as monotone as you'd expect. You know those people that have nothing interesting to say about themselves, so they go on about one specific trait they have in an attempt to seem unique. You know, like those comedians whose whole act is like, oh, I'm so gay, or oh, I'm so fat. Well, David's whole stick and personality can be boiled down to the fact that he's Scottish, because every once in a while he just mentions the fact, I'm Scottish, and that's supposed to be humour, and that's supposed to be interesting. Well, it's not. Wow, you were born on top of the shithole known as Great Britain. That's really cool and interesting. GG, David. Watch and be amazed as Davidisgaminghd HD lists everything wrong with his channel.
She's not smart, she's not intelligent, she's not funny or entertaining. I'd say lacking any sort of IQ. It's just dumb.
He's a mong when it comes to upload consistency. He spends like a month not uploading shit. And then he comes out with his video, which is a fucking Drama Alert knockoff about Tom Syndicate.
Hey guys, David here, and today I have some important news. First things first though, I have to apologise as I haven't uploaded in almost 4 weeks. I've been busy catching up with college work and it's been hectic as hell.
No, you're lazy, unoriginal, and have no inspiration to make videos. That's why you attack actual content creators. You may have 33,000 subscribers, but that is in due no part to any originality. You make videos on topics that are boring, come out once a month, and that push the algorithms to your favour without any creativity of your own. In layman's terms, you've hacked the system, mate. You are to Leafy and Pyro what Total Miner Forge is to Minecraft. Big cause it's related now, but give it 5 years and everyone will remember the people that you copied off, but no one, and I mean no one, will remember you.
You can't get a job because you're an unlikable narcissistic cunt and you have no values, no integrity, and no likable traits.
Whatever though, hence is the YouTube system. You get a lot of subs, but you just don't get the respect from me. You're not a grinder or a legitimate content creator. That's fine, we can roll with that, that's cool, yo. So what's the big dealio then, James? He's just some commentary channel, whom most of the criticisms you have given against could be given to yourself. What's the whole idea, eh? I hear you say, your disgusting nostril hairs fluttering in the wind as you splutter out your word like a retarded chimp. Little chimp. David has been sending numerous false copyright and privacy complaints to a YouTuber who is an ex-military veteran known as Tommy C. Now, if I were to give you some background on Tommy, I'd say this. He's an angry Italian-American, and he's the host of this small hockey podcast known on YouTube as Shot From The Point. Now, Tommy is what we would call in the industry, well, he's an honest man.
What are you picking on this? What are you picking on this guy for? Like, and I'm making fun, and you're gonna fucking take Leafy's side because I made a crack about his dad. I mean, and his drug problem. Yeah, I fucking find it funny.
And he gets a little bit frustrated on people, but he's an entertainer. It's what he does. Now, while back, he made this video on a YouTuber known as Leafy Is Here, who is always involved with this fucking YouTube shit. And Leafy had made fun of this autistic kid. And this autistic kid is friends with Tommy, the host of this podcast. Now, Tommy is a military veteran. So he comes from a place which encourages, like, brotherly fighting spirit and all that bollocks. So he defends his autistic friend against this guy called Keemstar, another name which is also involved in this shit. Because Keemstar was basically defending Leafy. And Tommy and Keemstar, they get involved in this fantastic argument when two fiery personalities, they're at each other's throats. It was truly a battle of the ages. Two fully grown adults, way too old for this shit, hashed out in a battle royale to see who can waste the most time on the internet on shit that doesn't matter. It was really, really good.
Hey, shut the fuck up! Shut up! I haven't been able to finish one.
But listen, after they have the argument, Tommy is given an offer from Keemstar to join his new podcast, and Tommy isn't required to delete anything, and he's not required to change his opinion on Keemstar. He's just asked to go on Keemstar's podcast and talk. And Tommy, being a military veteran living in Germany, away from home, who needs to provide for his wife and daughter in a country that doesn't speak his language, ergo in a country that he can't get a job in, he accepts the offer because he's not an idiot. That sounds reasonable to you, right? Like a dude with $1 million who you don't like comes up to you and he's like, "Here, come on me bloody podcast, mate, so you can put food on the table for your family. You don't have to agree with me or anything. You're not selling out, you know what I mean? You're not going to say no."
This is where I was told that at one point, David supposedly said he would love to see me hang and wank over my body. Now, I don't know if he said that or not, but that's kind of a death threat.
Well, David, he goes on a little tangent about Tommy on Twitter, saying he's a sellout, even though he'd get no money from Keemstar or the podcast. He says, like, shit like, you know, he'll suck Keem's dick for money and all that childish bollocks that really shouldn't really bother people, but it did, and it bothered Tommy. And they had an argument, and David agrees to drop it, until Tommy makes some sort of tweet, basically saying that Leafy's father's attempted suicide, is funny to him, which is a horrible thing to say, and I'm not going to attempt to defend those actions, because personally, I think some shit you keep to yourself. But it's not illegal to have that opinion, and people should always be allowed to say what they want, and no matter if you agree or disagree with it, and you should be allowed to agree and disagree with it. What you shouldn't be allowed to do is lie, though. But anyway, Davidisgaminghd, he makes a video about Tommy doing that, but he frames the whole narrative that he was the one that came in the Twitter conversation being all calm and reasonable, when in reality, he came in uninformed on the situation and impassioned by a jealousy and hatred of Keemstar and just starts shouting. He acts like the good guy, but in reality, he starts shouting at Tommy, and later on down the line, he deletes the tweets as well, which really gives you an idea of this guy's character.
I spoke to my network and my friends again, and I was told, look, if you feel that bad about it, if you feel that seriously about it, file a privacy complaint. So I did, and rightly so. For anyone who hasn't watched my video or any of Tommy's videos, watch them all properly. You'll notice that he uses my words out of context, lies, and resorts to childish insults with his friends in the hopes that he'll win something.
By the way, at no point did Davidisgaminghd attempt to call out the other co-host of Keemstar's podcast. This co-host called Colossal is Crazy with 40,000 subscribers or some shit. No, instead he went after the little guy. In layman's terms, he attacked a much smaller channel because he thought it'd be an easy way to seem righteous and down and hip with those kids on Twitter who don't like the Keemstars. But in reality, he came out looking like a twat. So Tommy makes this video responding to David's video, using clips and basically ripping apart David's lies and defender stats apart. And it's really something, and I'd encourage you to go watch the video actually. It's about an hour or so long, but it's very entertaining, and it gives lots of insight to the character that Davidisgaminghd HD really is. It gives lots of insight to it. In fact, David himself found the video to be very informative, so much so that for weeks now, he has been threatening the ex-military veteran to take his video down or face the wrath of David's lawyers. Now, I'm not just saying face the wrath as a joke either. If you look at this guy's private messages to Tommy, you can get certain little gems like, "My master plan will soon be complete." This guy conducts himself like a James Bond villain. Anyhow, he flags Tommy's video that Tommy made with false copyright complaints and false privacy complaints, which is not only against the law, but is also perjury, which is something David is very consistent on bringing up. David very much doesn't like the idea of perjury.
Here's the best part. Tommy can counter my claims. He can fight back. He can counter those claims if he thinks he's in the right. Why hasn't he done it? Because if he countered my legal claim, it would be perjury.
That's also a lie. Tommy did file back the copyright complaints, and that's why you lost those ones. And there's no way to file back privacy complaints, so that makes you a liar, David. In David's most recent video, which came up while I was making this one, believe it or not, he admits to making these false copyright complaints, and in general, he just acts like a total fucking tit.
They said I should just copyright claim his video, as it is just a video full of defamation and lies. So I filed 2, just to see what had happened.
Right, Davey, see, sending false copyright complaints is a crime. A crime you've just admitted to. You've just committed to doing a bad faith copyright notice. A crime. Illegal. It's wrong. And Moses came from down the mountain and said, "Don't do false DMCAs, you man-child."
So I filed 2, just to see what had happened, because, yeah, he used my video, but throughout it, it was just fucking lies. It was just 3 grown men talking shit. And I lost it, because YouTube sucks.
You lost it because it was fair use, you twats.
Again, it isn't fair use, it's targeted harassment and slander.
She's so lovely, she's so lovely.
Part of the reason that David is so angry, and what I've been missing out until now, is that he believes Tommy has been lying and slandering him. And slander is a serious matter that someone can be taken to court over, and David plans to take him to court. In fact, he's talked to his lawyers that he can apparently afford, despite being, in his own words, skint.
As I have to pay my way to my sister's wedding in Cyprus towards the end of August. I'm fucking skint.
And he's planning to take Tommy to court over the matter of harassment and slander, even though Tommy has only ever talked about David in response to something David has done to him every time, whether it be private messages or tweets that David has sent to Tommy, which are borderline abusive, by the way, but which by legal definition isn't harassment. It isn't harassment when you defend yourself from a harasser. But what do I know? I'm only 16, and apparently I'm still more knowledgeable than you, David, when it comes to the English language. And as for the lies and slander as well, here's a fun game that the whole family can play. Take a shot of Smirnoff every time Davidisgaminghd talks about the lies that Tommy has said about him, without stating what those lies are or providing any proof to the matter.
Full of lies, fucking lies. It was lies and lying about me. He's lie about me. He's lied, in which they lie about me again. Lies and lies. If he lies about me,
doing that, in my books, is slander. But whatever. Okay. Well, David actually lists all the examples of Tommy's supposed quote-unquote slander in his videos as is like a really... He made this video, right? And the video, it has a bunch of clips at the end of supposed truth of what Tommy has slandered him for. The majority of the clips are literally just Tommy insulting him. At one point he calls him like a bumlick or something, which apparently is slander because I guess Davidisgaminghd legally has never licked a bum, which he's going to take Tommy to court over. Well, David, he actually lists all the examples of Tommy slander in his videos, and shall I read out the list to you? Okay, so I'll play the clip.
Oh, they're privacy complaints, as the videos that he made, again, are slander. He's given out the city I live in, he's lied and claimed that I hate military, and that I DDoSed his stream. He's even gone as far to say that I glitched YouTube and deleted his friend's channel. Not only that, but I apparently buy subscribers, I'm poor and live in the slums, and I hack on CSGO.
Right, so Tommy apparently gave out the city that David lives in. Where Tommy does this is not given in any clips. There is no clips where he says the city that he lives in. And therefore, it must be presumed Tommy is innocent until proven guilty, because that's how law works. Apparently, Tommy claims that David DDoSed his streams. Again, the evidence of Tommy saying this is never presented, therefore he is innocent until proven guilty. Apparently, Tommy claims that David took down his friend's channel, and again, the evidence is never given. I don't know if you're noticing a pattern here, but I am. Right, so David says that Tommy says he buys subscribers, and if you listen to what he actually says here...
Here's another thing, Dave, I noticed. This is a really good one. Your Twitter followers are not consistent with the amount of subs that you have. 30,000 and you only have a little less than me? Now, immediately, I got a bump from Keem. But that doesn't make any sense. How come when you fucking call me out, I don't get any shit from anybody? Every time that I've been in fights with other friggin' people, right? With other people that are much bigger users, whether I'm not going to name any names because, well, that's a long another story. I get inundated. I mean, thrashed. Fucking thrashed. Doesn't happen with you. Here's another thing. That video that you sent all your boys to dislike, it's really kind of fucking let me check my channel real quick. You know, it's bizarre. Because I got 30 likes on it, and I'm not saying I know anything, but I wouldn't be surprised because pious people always lie. They're always hiding something. Let's take a look at this right here. I got 32 likes, so let's say I got 32 hardcore fans, and you got 77 dislikes. So what, you only have fucking 40 more fans than me? Dave, I bet you have about 5,000 subs, and you fucking paid for that shit. You absolutely, I'll bet you paid for that shit.
He says that your Twitter followers aren't consistent with the number of subs you have. He literally says he doesn't know anything but wouldn't be surprised. That's not slander. That's an opinion and a guess. And that's for your one bit of evidence so far. And it's not what you claim it to be. Bellend. Apparently, Tommy claims that David hates military. Well, if you listen to what Tommy actually said here...
I do believe that this guy does have a thing against military. I get that feeling. I don't know that for a fact, but I get that feeling.
It feels like he does.
He doesn't think. Well, if he's an SJW, that means he's a fucking...
Dave.
I have a good shot in Counter-Strike, so I should sign up for Iraq.
Yeah, he said that. I mean, he obviously does.
Yeah.
He says, I do believe this guy has a thing against military. I get that feeling. I don't know it for a fact. Slander is presenting something that you have no evidence for as a fact. He said he doesn't know it for a fact. Not to mention, you're a public figure. People are allowed to make guesses about you. Imagine if in the real world, which you obviously don't live in, you weren't allowed to make jabs at heads of states or governments or any other public figure. That's called censorship. And he said his opinion, and he never presented it as fact. In fact, the closest thing that Tommy comes to saying, Tommy comes to saying that you hate military completely, is this begrudging yeah. In response to this behemoth of a man asking him, basically saying that you hate military.
Yeah.
Your Honour, Tommy said meh, and I think that's a lot of slander, and I would like to sue him and make all the money, please, thank you. In fact, the only other thing that David wants to take this man with 2 kids and a wife that depend on him to court over is apparently Tommy says he hacks in CSGO. He's going to take a man to court because he got called a hacker. Do you want to know the best part? Tommy never fucking says it, and David knows Tommy says it, because I can play a clip from one of Tommy's previous videos where Tommy talks about the CSGO matter and never says it.
CSGO player. By the way, you're constantly being... I don't know if this is true, because I don't know shit about CSGO. You're constantly being accused of cheating. You know? I mean, it's like steady, all right? So, I don't know if you're cheating or not. Yeah, that was a little Keemstar move, but I've seen you accused of cheating number once. You are an incredibly good shot. I'll give you that.
He says the people in the comments call him a hacker. He never calls David a hacker. In conclusion, David, you've got no case. You're a liar. You provided no evidence. You got butthurt because someone called you out and you couldn't handle it. You presented yourself as this beacon of hope and this social justice warrior, but in reality, your views are pro-censorship. And you've attacked a retired veteran and threatened his ability to make money because you don't like Keemstar. Hey, it'll be easy to take down a 2,000 sub channel, you say, and I look good in the process. Well, looks like that wasn't the case, was it? Because there's some very big names on this board right now, and trust me, Dollface, my rant that I've just done right now would be nothing compared to what they could do. As a final note, Davidisgaminghd actually tried to scare me out of making this video. I left a comment on his latest video essentially saying what I've said here, that the evidence... it doesn't work. And he threatens to add me to the list of people who have harassed him. And essentially he threatens to fucking sue me. He's mad. We've only talked once before the conversation where I fucking commented on him. And he calls me a harasser, and he threatens to add me to his sue list. The only other time that we had talked was in a conversation in which I ripped apart his argument for suing Tommy. And I know that I ripped apart his argument because he deleted all the fucking comments, but I screenshotted them before he could fucking delete them, so here they are right now, have a look. Look, David, the things that you're doing are illegal. You've sent false privacy complaints on a video that you've complained about false slander. Baby, I hate myself more than you could ever hate me. Sue me, dollface, I'm smarter than you. And if all that wasn't bad enough, he also tries to threaten the autistic kid from defending his friend. You're a scumbag!
To my loving parents through my wonderful teenage years.
Hi, if you enjoyed this video, you can leave a like and subscribe if you are so inclined. Yeah. Please, don't go hating on anyone that I've mentioned in this video, specifically David. And if you are going to comment on this video, then please be reasonable and please use facts and at least try to educate the man, because that's all I am trying to do. I mean, apart from like the little insults at the beginning, which are all, you know, fun and games, we should really try and educate this person, because no one should get hurt over this matter, honestly, and I think it should be a leave it situation. To be honest, David isn't even that much of a bad guy. Like, some of his videos are legitimately funny, and there was nothing damning that I could find as evidence in this video, hence why it probably isn't as funny as the Anisian ones. Honestly, I think David's a good guy, but I think he's misinformed, and I think he can be misunderstood. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. If you guys want to watch the Shot from the Point podcast, I would recommend it. That'll be in the description below, and so will a link to David's channel. As a final note, if you want to watch me and a couple of friends play the game that's on this screen, it's called DEFCON, and it's a game about nuclear war, then please check out Alex Tries to Game, and him, and Matt's Gaming. We have a little group where we play games together. So if you want to watch us, have a little fight on DEFCON, then that's an option. Here's a little clip from DEFCON.
Shit. Oh, bam! Bam!
What are you doing?
Yeah, James is.
Well, you
just
think you do all this and
exploding.
that, but at the same time,
Look at James explode, though.
shut up. I'm good at war, okay?
Oh yeah.